That Jewel song, we were talking about Jewel, and the big song was You Were Meant for Me. Was that a song that sort of just popped out?
It did. It kind of wrote itself. We were in Mexico and we went down there to go surfing, and we broke into this hotel because nobody was there. It was an old motel and it was nighttime. And then we woke up in the morning and we realized we were in paradise. It was this place called Bahia de San Luis Gonzaga. It's in Baja, California. And these Mexican federales, these policemen, took us out on a boat to go whale watching because they saw Jewel in a yellow bikini and she looked really good. And so I went with her. And then they captured these drug smugglers, and they had like 56 tons of marijuana. So they made me carry it all onto the boat, and the boat was loaded down with all this weed and the prisoners. And then they took us back to shore, and we said, we're going to get out of here now. And they said, wait, come on over here. And I said, what? And they said, take some. And I said, why? And he goes, this is the largest drug bust we've had in years. I go, what are you guys going to do? He said, we're going to have a party. So he opens up a switchblade and he cuts open one of the kilos and he goes, here, take a whole kilo. So I took the kilo and then he said, let's take a picture. So we took a picture, and the pictures are on my MySpace page. Jewel holding a gun. I'm kissing a kilo of the pot. There's like 56 tons of it shoved into this black Suburban behind us. And I gave the kilo to this old woman who was the chef, because I don't even smoke pot. And she took it and put it in the spaghetti sauce she was making. And then all these Mormon campers came down from Salt Lake City, Utah for a spaghetti feed, and they were eating this spaghetti. And she was dosing them, and to her it didn't even matter. She was like 80. It was like health to her. So then I woke up in the morning and I grabbed the guitar, and that was when we wrote You Were Meant for Me. I just started playing it. Dun, 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 dun. And the song was written like that. And we wrote a bunch of songs that weekend, but I didn't think it was anything special when we wrote it. That's just, like I said, once again, it was dumb luck and timing.
Is it one of those songs that you still have to do live?
Well, I don't look at it as have to do anything. Like a lot of times I don't do it, but if somebody wanted to hear it, I would definitely do it, and it's recognizable. But I've never hated the song or looked at it as the bane of my existence or anything, because it was like all your songs are like kids, and this kid just happened to go out and become really successful at the Harvard Business School and made me money and allowed me to keep touring. But it doesn't mean I like that kid more than the other kid. I like them all. So it's fun to bring them all out because they're just little creations, and it's neat to see how they affect people. And there's so many other songs people come for, but they don't come for that at all. It's funny. So I'm pretty lucky. I get to always do new songs.
And Adrian was the other track off that album, wasn't it?
Adrian, this is funny. What's funny about Adrian is it's like over 7 minutes long. And we didn't know anything. We were just young kids. And if you have a song that's over 7 minutes, it counts as like 2 songs or something. So not only did the record sell 15 million copies, but You Were Meant for Me was the single, so it was getting played on the radio. Then they wrote, it was back when they still printed up singles, cassette singles and everything in 45s. So it was a single, it was played on MTV, it was the video single as well. I was the guy in the video with her, not wearing a shirt. I have my hands all over, and she's wearing this blue dress. I'm a lot younger. And so I'm like the shirtless, they called me the shirtless heroin addict guy, because I'm all skinny and my hands are around her. And so that song was making me money, but then the other song is funny because it was such a long song. They said, oh, this counts as like 2 songs or something. We're idiots. We didn't know. And then after that, it was funny because I had this different manager, and he was trying to make me become like this Svengali type songwriter for people. Like, I need you to go write a song for whatever, Brandy or somebody, but I wouldn't even know how to do that. I just like to make songs up with people, and that one happened to be lucky. And like I said, it was timing, and the fact that Jewel sang it, and she has a great voice, and she's really pretty, and all the planets were in line for that.
And you've been recently working with AJ Croce, well, recently in the last couple of years, haven't you?
Yeah, the story with AJ Croce is, okay, obviously he's Jim Croce's son, and when Jim Croce died in that plane crash, AJ was I think he was like 2.5, maybe 3 years old, but there's pictures of Jim Croce, or as you say, Crochet here. It's funny how people call him that here. If you look at the songbooks, he's holding his little boy, and that's AJ. And the weird thing is AJ is this spitting image of Jim Croce. Like, he's got the mole on his face. And when I was in the Rugburns, AJ they're from San Diego. He would keep calling me and wanting to write songs with me. And I was always on the road in the Rugburns, and I never had time to write a song with him. And he kept calling. The guy is so persistent. Said, come over, I want to write a song with you. I want to write a song with you. So I finally did. And then we started this friendship, and we're really close now. We wrote the songs on like his dad's guitar. He brought it down, and I felt like part of the reason I didn't want to write with him was I was intimidated. I felt like I was writing songs with Jim Croce, like just looking at him. And AJ's so talented. He's this great piano player, and he also plays guitar, and he's so musical and very well read, very shy and quiet. The total opposite of me. Like he's together, it's the yin and the yang, and we get along really well. And I just love him. In fact, we're going to play a folk festival called the Wolfville Deep Roots Festival in Nova Scotia in a couple months, and we've become really good friends. And his dad's plane crashed. I think it was in like Georgia or Mississippi. I can't remember where, but he told me this story when we were on the road. He got the key to the city, and whatever the city is where the plane crashed, I can't remember now. And he was standing next to the mayor, and there was all these people in the town came, and they were giving A.J. Croce this key to the city at the airport where the plane crashed. So he says, I'm standing up there, there's press. The mayor's got his arm around him, and he hands A.J. the key to the city. And the plane had crashed into a tree on the runway. And apparently there was just no gas in the plane, I think was what it was. So that it crashed into this tree, and the tree just is what killed people. So AJ says the mayor's got his arm around him. They go, here's the key to the city. Pop, pop, pop. All the light bulbs are going off and everything. And the mayor leans over and whispers in his ear, just so you know, son, I want you to know we cut that tree down. And they just sat there going, wow. So he's got good stories of like Rod Stewart tucking him into bed and all kinds of stuff.
Oh yeah, Jim was a major star, wasn't he? He went out at the peak of his career.
He went out, at the peak, and then Time in a Bottle hit big right after the plane crash. And it was so prescient that he wrote that song. I mean, I get goosebumps right now talking about it. I mean, if you think of the words, it's a beautiful song.
Oh yeah. And
so they own a restaurant in San Diego called Croce's, and it's got great food, and sometimes I'll do shows there with AJ. And so we've, on this record, getting back to what you said, CD Traveling, we wrote I Believe, and we wrote Rains, and we wrote one on Unraveling called Once Again. So we have 3 songs we wrote together.
All right. What about movies? There was Notting Hill for you a couple of years ago. What's the latest with Hollywood?
I had a song in this movie, Jack Frost, which was an older film. It was a Christmas movie, which is cool. If you're going to get a song on a soundtrack, it's good to have a Christmas one because they show it every year. And once again, Stupid Luck. And that was with Michael Keaton in that one. I would like to do more movie soundtrack work,
Well, Notting Hill was a stroke of luck too, wasn't it? That was a pretty big movie.
That was a stroke of luck. Everything I've done has been a stroke of luck. I got this song in this Jeep ad. You can Google it. It's like Steve Poltz Jeep ad for the Jeep company. And some guy just happened to see me play and got my CD from KCRW, this radio station in Los Angeles. And he used my song as the demo till he was trying to get Jack Johnson to write a song for this Jeep ad. And Jack Johnson was submitting songs, Donovan Frankenreiter, G-Love. And they were looking at all these other songs, and they got so used to mine as the demo that became the song for it. But I've never had anybody shopping songs or something like that, I should, but I don't think it would ever work if I did. I just like to go out and have fun and play music, and I think if you do what you really love to do and your heart's in it, that the universe will take care of you. I truly believe that. So if you go out and you're not a jerk to people and you're having fun, then I think, it sounds really hippie-ish to say that, but I think the universe will take care of you because you get some good karma built up and maybe something good comes your way.
Well, you've obviously had good karma built up down this way because, 8 tours is pretty good karma as far as I'm concerned.
It is, and what's cool is it keeps growing. I'm getting to play all these smaller areas, like this was my first time to play Tasmania. I'd never been to Tassie, and for you guys here, it doesn't sound as weird, but for me, it sounds so exotic if I do a Twitter blast and I say, just flew in from Tasmania. It sounds so neat. I love saying it. I don't get to always say that. The day we were leaving, I made a bunch of calls on Skype to my friends, and I said, can't talk long. I'm just leaving for Tasmania. That's my funnest thing to be able to say.
Well, Steve Poltz Live in Tasmania is definitely the album to check out.
That would be great.
You'd probably get it from your website, can we?
Yeah. You will be, because we will be recording that show.
Mm.
Those people drink a lot. They must be thirsty.
Well, there's not much to do down that way. Drink and go to Steve Poltz shows.
Aussies know how to have fun. I'll tell you that much.
Yeah, well, you've been having a bit of fun here too. It's been
Definitely.
good to catch up with you, Steve Poltz, and
Yeah,
great to
thank
have
you.
here at Undercover.